Okay, so I'm sat on my floor. Oh my god, I've got butter everywhere. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, that's not ideal. Literally could have sat right there, but I didn't. I thought we could do another little eat with me, another little Q&A style eat with me, because months and months ago I was like,
I'm gonna do these once a month.
And then I never actually did, but I did one last month, and so now we're doing one this month. Hopefully I can do one in November too. But I've just made myself some waffles, so hopefully you have yourself a little something. And I went over to my Instagram and asked you to send me in some questions, which if you're not following me on Instagram. Anyway. Not gonna lie, I was expecting that one to taste way better. I'm gonna go two. Anyway, so I thought I'd just go straight in with the questions. We have, as always, like quite a lot of mental health ones. And as last time, I'm gonna try not to edit this video too much. If I put this like this, that's quite good. Sorry, I need to stop looking at myself. That's quite good. Should I start with me? So someone has asked, how am I feeling anxiety, confidence, sadness wise at the moment? So I thought we should start there. So I could do a little bit of like a update / background if this is the first video you're seeing of me. So anxiety wise, we'll start there. So if you don't know me, I'm a very anxious person. My anxiety got real bad at the beginning of this year. And in the last like few months, like I feel those anxiety days way more than, let's say, over summer, not like before summer. So like, oh my God, I don't know, has it ever got better? No, it definitely did get better for quite a while. Then in the past few months, my anxiety seems to be kind of creeping up a bit again. By that I mean like there are days now more frequently I wake up like feeling anxious, and it's never necessarily if I'm doing something or have something to make me feel anxious. When my anxiety gets better, I still feel it, but it's usually worse on days that I have something that would make me feel anxious. So like going out, meeting new people, that kind of thing. But like some days at the moment, I'll just wake up and be like, right, what are we anxious about today? Because you're not anxious about anything, but you're anxious. And I find those days way harder because they kind of are more irrational. So they've been happening more frequently. Overall, it's a roller coaster, I won't lie. My confidence hasn't been good. It hasn't been good. Personally, I think being confident every day is impossible, at least for me. I don't think anyone will wake up every single day and feel really confident in who they are and what they're doing and like what they look like and stuff. For me, my confidence at the moment in what I look like is bad, man. It is bad. I laugh. I shouldn't really laugh, but I'm trying to overcome it. I do think it's better to talk about it, but like basically I feel like insecurities that have, say, been pointed out to me a couple of years ago, for example, I'm sort of now manifesting those insecurities, basically actively trying not to dwell on things that make me feel insecure. But as I'm sure many of you know, that is very difficult to do. It's very difficult to explain because like on the one hand, I'm like, you're amazing. I'm talking about myself, obviously about you too, but like I'm like, Helena, you're great, like you look amazing. And then like on the other hand, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so ugly today. And I don't know, I feel like everyone just goes through those periods of feeling not their best. It is something that I'm trying to overcome and conquer. And I'm sure like in a couple months, I'll be able to like proper like kick those thoughts to the curb because I've done it before. Do you know what I mean? Like the things I'm anxious, like I'm insecure about now are things I've lived for my whole life for 24 years. Like, and I haven't been anxious, haven't been insecure about them. And things I used to be insecure about and I love. So like, I know that I've overcome insecurities before and I can do it again. Like I'm still very confident in like myself and who I am, but like it just comes and goes in waves. And yeah, sometimes she's not thriving. And I think it's if my anxiety and like general mood is lower, it's way easier for you to listen to those like negative thoughts. Sorry, this is a really long first question, but like I can sit here and like list a lot of things that I like about myself and like what actually matters. Like I don't really think my appearance matters, and I believe that to like my core. I mean, in terms of like my actual life, my appearance is like the bottom of the fucking list. It's just like realistically it's still going to play a small role. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, that's just where I'm at. I think you can be confident in who you are and what you look like, and at the same time have those really insecure days and those moments of self-doubt. Sorry, that's where I'm at with that. How do you cope with breakups? Not very well. Breakups they really do suck. I know like getting over both of my breakups were like two of like some of the hardest things I've had to do. Like it sounds so dramatic because my first relationship we broke up when I was like 18, but Jesus, breakups suck. What's helped me get through them over those times and those years, surrounding myself with people that I loved I mean, that's like basic 101, I guess. Now that I've been single for like 3 years, I've seen how much I've changed in that time. And I think although it's very difficult to lose people that you think are gonna be like a part of your life forever or whatever, even if you don't, it's still difficult to lose people in your life, whether that's a breakup or like a friendship breakup. It's still very difficult to lose people. I think you have to focus on, I don't know if that sounds really cringy, but you have to focus on like on what you can do by yourself and like who you are as a person, because I know personally I like put a lot of my dependence on the people that I'm with. So like since I've been single for the past 3 years, I've finally been able to like figure it all out, like figure out who I am or like what I want to do or like the kind of person I want to be. And I know I've grown a lot in that time. I don't know if that answered the question, but advice for having a healthy relationship with exercise. My first piece of advice, and something that I did whenever I thought I really don't want to go to the gym or I don't want to exercise, but I have to or I need to, I would actively say, okay, the part of my brain is telling me I need to go, and then I actively wouldn't go. And now like I can sort of like create my own schedule and like have a really good time with it, enjoy it, and go when I want to. And I sort of find that you want to go more frequently because you sort of are developing like an actual desire to go rather than like, oh, I need to go. How to be your most comfortable and confident in your body and yourself. So this is going to be ironic because I've just said that like at the moment I'm not the most confident. I think you can like accept yourself and not be the most confident, if that makes sense, or accept parts of yourself and not love parts of yourself, which is definitely how I feel at the moment. Like I completely accept who I am and I'm confident in myself in many ways, but in those areas that I am not confident in, I like accept them almost, or like at least I'm learning to accept them, because I think like that acceptance, because you know, with the world that we live in, sometimes you're just not always going to love every aspect of yourself, and that's completely fine. As long as you can accept them and like move on from them, then that's what matters. So in order to be the most comfortable and confident you can be in your body and yourself, it comes from that acceptance of who you are and like what you look like and your body and everything first, which is also difficult to do. Like accepting who you are is, and like what you look like and stuff, is very difficult considering like we're constantly bombarded with like people looking certain ways and doing things better and doing things like that. Like accepting yourself is difficult. I also feel like, as I say, like being your most confident in yourself, it comes and goes in waves, like big time. Like I'm right now, even though I've like felt ugly a few times in the past week, as a person, I'm still so much more confident than I used to be. And like literally I was like watching back some of my Instagram stories from like 2018, looking at myself thinking like, golly, you've like really have changed and like grown to become so much more confident in yourself. So even though I have those days of lacking in confidence, I know that I've grown as a general person and grown in my confidence and being comfortable with who I am so much in those times. But yeah, I think you've got to accept it. I fully just like spat my waffle. Got to accept yourself first. I would also say just like challenge those thoughts that make you feel like you can't accept those parts of you, if you know what I mean. Like every time I like look at myself negatively or like talk about myself in a self-depreciating manner, I have to like be like, hello, stop it, like, and then like say something, as cringy as it sounds, like say something nice about myself, or like do something nice for myself, or like treat myself in a nicer way rather than just talk down to yourself all the time. So I think if you continuously talk down to yourself or continuously point out those insecurities, they're going to get worse. And I have noticed that, because when I've been fixating on these insecurities I have, they are getting worse and they're getting stronger. Like I felt so confident back in like March time when I was like I'm gonna take myself away, definitely. But when I was like taking myself on like dates and like doing things for myself, like I felt so confident in who I was and like what I looked like, because I was just like doing things for me. So take care of yourself, basically. Do you think people need to constantly push themselves out of their comfort zone? Yes and no. So not constantly. I don't think you need to constantly be uncomfortable. But I do think I do think a lot of change and growth comes from discomfort. I don't think you need to be constantly comfortable. But I know that from all of the times that I've like pushed myself out of my comfort zone or fought my anxiety, or you know, going back to like my recovery back in the day, like all of those times that I was uncomfortable, I've had those like mental changes to be able to sort of like become the person I am today. For example, when I'm talking about your relationship with exercise, by not going, you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, but you're gonna be sort of helping your mind in that. And the same with like insecurities. I say this all the time, but like when I grew out my eyebrows, I was like, oh my God. I was so insecure about myself when I was growing out my eyebrows, because my eyebrows were something that for 23 years, I really didn't like about myself. Now, just thriving. Like it's finding that balance of needing to push yourself out of your comfort zone, but then also needing to take care of yourself a little bit and like not pushing yourself too hard. What do you think about that girl aesthetic? I think you could just about see my pajama bottoms. I think the conversation is so black and white online. I think same with a lot of things. It's either like, yes, I love it, or yes, I hate it. But I think there are positives to it. I know a lot of people find that girl videos quite motivating and empowering. However, it kind of comes back to the appearance, whether or not it's about the appearance of the person or the appearance of the video, the lifestyle, like what everything looks like. It still is about like, well, the aesthetic at the end of the day. So I think it's nuanced, because I think it depends how you interpret it as well. Like you can interpret that girl into like the aesthetic, goes to the gym at 6 a.m, then wakes up at 5 a.m, I don't know, takes over the world kind of vibes. Or you can kind of see it as like trying to become the best version of you, looking after yourself, or like skincare, like that kind of stuff, brushing your teeth, like those types of things. Really dependent on the individual and who's doing it. Okay, there's lots of questions about being vegan. So how did you know that being vegan is also not a fashionable form? How do you know that being vegan is not also a fashionable form of restriction? So I really think it's dependent on the person, because I know for some people it would be a form of restriction, and that's why if you're in ED recovery or thinking about going vegan, I always say to make sure that you actually think about the reasons you want to go vegan, and perhaps do it in stages, or look at other ways that you could like not use animal sources. So, you know, your makeup products or your skincare and stuff like that. Like there's lots of different ways that you can put in place vegan practices without it being food. For me personally, it's not a form of restriction, because I eat the exact same as I used to eat pre-veganism. If anything, I eat more now than I used to do.
I just want to add real quick that I forgot to mention that when I first went vegan, there was like no vegan options. There was like one vegan cheese that tasted real bad. But nowadays, everything, well, majority of things apart from maybe Maltesers, you can get non-vegan, that you can get non-vegan, you can also get vegan versions of. So I still do think people can be going vegan as a form of restriction. All my points still stand. I just want to say that in general, nowadays you can still get the same products non-vegan, the vegan versions. So if you are going vegan, it's important to make sure you're having all of the products you used to have, just a vegan version.
I did go vegan during my recovery. I basically was vegetarian and lactose intolerant, so I was just cutting out eggs. But I think for some people it can be like a fashionable form of restriction. Maybe not a fashionable form of restriction. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but like, yeah. I think just if you're going vegan because of animal ethics or environmental or whatever you want to be vegan for, and you're worried about your relationship with food, I would say like look into how else you can sort of like encourage vegan aspects of your lifestyle first. Oh gosh. Okay, struggles of being in a relationship when you have an eating disorder. So my poor first boyfriend, bless him, he was so good. He really got the bad end of the stick. I don't know if that's the right phrase, but he did not get treated very nicely when I had an eating disorder. I won't lie, he really didn't. So he did put up that's not the right way to say that. Really difficult, I would say, to be in a relationship when you struggle with an eating disorder, because it really, like, having an eating disorder or disordered eating really does push you away from a lot of people in your life, specifically the ones that are closer to you or like who are around you at like meal times and stuff. Like I very much pushed a lot of people away, including my other half at the time, and like that's can be really challenging. Shouldn't be forgotten about. I think you've just got to be as open as you possibly can be. Like I for one thing wasn't, and it very much took a toll. I mean, I was quite young, but like try and be as open and honest as possible. But you know, I think that's a key reason why I think it's good to look at recovery, or like having those relationships should be a motivator to recover, in my head. Do you find it hard to stay sustainable when some fast fashion looks nice? Yes and no. I don't think I would personally buy anything newer now. However, I wouldn't rule it out entirely. I think it's more important to have a mostly sustainable practice, or, you know, a mostly vegan lifestyle. If you're trying to be vegan but you feel like you can't be vegan in all aspects, I think it's important to just encourage small changes if you can. So like I'm not going to completely rule out the fact that I'll never buy anything fast fashion. You know, if there's something that like I've been wanting for like ages and ages and ages, then I will probably buy it. But like, I haven't bought anything new since like 2019 because I haven't felt that need to. However, if I did want to, I'm not like completely ruling it out because like I know also I do a lot. How do you change your mindset to be more positive? Focus on the little things. So cliche and so cringy. Okay, final question. I finished. The final question. What is your most controversial, unpopular opinion? Now, I put this question in because I thought it was quite an interesting one. Now, I don't think I really have any controversial, unpopular opinions, to be fair. My controversial, unpopular opinion is I think we see everything as you either do everything or you don't do anything. I'm gonna use veganism as a topic. Now, I personally am vegan. I'm gonna let this thing go past. I personally am vegan. I personally eat only vegan things. I use vegan products, things like that. However, I personally think it's more important to encourage a large group of people to make smaller changes where they can. Why I mean that is, firstly, not everyone could go vegan. You know, there's multiple reasons why not everyone could go vegan, and some people don't want to go vegan, and that's fair enough. I just think we should be encouraging people to be making smaller changes rather than like attacking people. Basically, my point is, I think once you start attacking people for trying their best, and this isn't just about veganism, this is about anything really, sustainability, whatever. I think as soon as you start to attack people for trying to do their best, you stop people from wanting to do anything. Like, you stop people from wanting to, you know, source any kind of fashion from sustainable sources if you start like attacking them for not doing everything, or you stop people from wanting to even try any kind of plant-based diet when you're attacking them if they're not like fully vegan or not. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think everyone needs to chill. I think the more little things that everyone does, the more impact we'll make anyway. Like, I'm not saying like I would rather we didn't make any impact. Like, I would love, I mean, in an ideal world, yes, everyone would be vegan, everyone would be shopping sustainable, but that's like literally never gonna happen. So I'd rather just like encourage everyone to do the best they can. That is not even an unpopular opinion, I don't think, and I don't even think it's controversial, but that's me. This has also been long, so hopefully it's not been too long or not too boring, but thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have had a lovely dinner, breakfast, or lunch, or snack, or whatever you decided to have whilst I had my waffles. I'm not gonna lie, my waffles were like, they were pretty average, to be fair, and they were very cold towards the end, unsurprisingly, because I've once again been recording for like 45 minutes. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next one. I really hope this didn't come across entitled or negative or anything like that. Okay, bye.